Howdy, howdy. So, yeah, this video that you're about to watch is actually a continuation of the past video. For technical reasons, I had to turn it into two videos. I didn't plan to do that, and that's why at the beginning of this one, it might seem like there's not a lot of context. I don't explain where I am or how I got there or any of that. So if you're interested in seeing how I got there, it's all in the past video. But yeah, see what you think. Well, the rain held off pretty much all night. I only had to close the hatch one time when it started coming down, but then I opened it right back up after that. So yeah, it's coming down again now. It kind of comes on pretty heavy here and there. So yeah, dealing with the rain again today. But I'll tell you what, I will be soaked before I skip another day of hiking. So I'm gonna get out there either way here in a little while. Yeah, so I know I probably look a little goofy right now. Looking like a turtle with the rain jacket over the backpack. But yeah, with this jacket, figured I'd kill 3 birds with one jacket. So first of all, it's a rain jacket, which I have a sneaking suspicion I'm gonna be needing here pretty soon. Secondly, it's extremely high vis, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the middle of a WMA out here, and seeing that turkey yesterday fly across the road made me think about turkey season. I don't know when that starts, I can't remember, and I can't really look it up out here without service, so better safe than sorry, right? And then thirdly, like I said, I'm covering the backpack, keeping my stuff dry. So yeah, I'm heading out down this trail that went past the hunt camp. I don't know how far it goes. I might reach a dead end here. But I figured I'd give it a try, you know, just see how far it goes. Might have to turn around and find another trail, but we'll see. So the trail did end up ending right here at this little creek. So what I might try to do is just hike along the creek here. That way, you know, I'll be able to follow it right back no matter where it goes. Yeah, just see what happens. Yeah, so that river ended up kind of ending here where this trail crosses over. Looks like another horse trail. I'm back in that area where all of those trails were. So now I just have to remember to follow the river, follow the creek when I get back to that spot where it crossed the trail. But I'm gonna keep on going up this horse trail and see where it leads. So I don't know a whole lot about plants, but this is one that I'm almost sure I know. I think that this is Carolina horse nettle. This is the berries of the plant. This is probably from last year. Seems like they just kind of hang on and through the winter, and then the seeds are ready when spring gets here. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the other names it has. This Carolina horse nettle, I believe I've heard it called like devil's cherries or devil's tomatoes. It is in the nightshade family. Solanaceae, I'm not sure how you say it, but yeah, it is very toxic and very powerful stuff, and you see it everywhere, especially in the spring and summer and even the fall. Yeah, that's actually the first horse nettle I've seen this year, and that's the first nightshade I've come across in Alabama. That whole group is just fascinating to me. There's so much variation. You've got things like tomatoes and potatoes and peppers, I think eggplant. All of that is nightshades, but then you've got things like tobacco and some of the more deadly ones like datura and belladonna. There's some more. There's tons more. Brugmansia, angel trumpets. But yeah, the nightshades, man, there's a fascinating group, fascinating collection of plants. Some of them are perfectly fine, and then some of them are deadly. with a capital D. Yeah, the horse nettle, I've read that it's considered a noxious weed, and it can even, I think it's been responsible for some livestock deaths when animals just get to munching on it and they think that's what did it. Extremely powerful toxins in there. I forget what they're called. It's oh, I know that some of the nightshades have like atropine and scopolamine and but what are those toxins called? Tropane alkaloids. I think that's what they're called. I might be wrong about that, but that's just what's coming to mind. The chemicals and some of those nightshades. But yeah, that's a fascinating area. I'll tell you what, if you ever get bored, go research into nightshades and some of the history of those plants. It's fascinating stuff, I'll tell you that. Scary too. So I've turned around now. This trail dead-ended in a road as far as I could tell. It's been over an hour since I've been headed that way, so I'm gonna head back and first of all see if I can make it back to that little creek and then go from there. You know, something that I think about a lot when I'm out here hiking around is getting lost. You know, I've gone on about that quite a bit in past videos, how it's something I'm always thinking about and trying to be very careful that I don't let it happen. But yeah, it makes me think how it's the subject or a feature of a lot of horror movies that take place in the wilderness, or like a couple will go out, you know, maybe one of them's like, oh yeah, I've been here, it's, you know, 5 times, I know it like the back of my hand, and then they get lost. And you know, sometimes once they get lost, they'll end up taking a direction and trying to go, and then maybe days later they end up right back where they originally figured out they were lost, and they still have no idea where they are. Oh, that's a chilling thought, but it makes me think about how I think one of the reasons why that's such an effective, that situation is so good at scaring us in movies. I think the reason for that is, and I could be wrong, but I feel like that possibility in that situation, getting lost, turned around out in the woods, is so deeply embedded in our evolutionary story. I mean, who knows how far it goes back. I think it's probably just one of those primal fears that have its roots so deep in the brain that and I think that's why it works so well in movies like that. But yeah, I've been very fortunate that I've never gotten into that kind of situation before. And but it's pretty easy for me to imagine just how terrifying that would be. Well, I made it back to where I first crossed that creek, and yeah, the van is right up that hill. I hope she's okay, because I've still got a little bit of energy left, and I kind of want to see what's the other way. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out real quick. So I got to thinking about it a little more about getting lost, and I take it back. I remember now there was a time when I got turned around. I was hiking out in a wildlife management area in South Georgia, and I'd been out there so many times, and this one day I was just hiking around the perimeter, and it started to get dark, and So rather than take the long road and trail back to where I was parked, I decided to just cut through the woods, just a little shortcut. And as I was thinking it, I couldn't help but remember, you know, how many horrible stories have started out that way. Somebody thought they'd just take a quick little shortcut. But I eventually decided just to try it, because I'd done that kind of thing out there before. So yeah, started hoofing it through the bush. And I was making tracks, you know, and eventually I came back out on a road, and for just a second I couldn't figure out which road it was, because it certainly wasn't the one I was supposed to come out on. And for a moment there, I was extremely disoriented, very confused. Luckily, it only lasted about a couple minutes before I realized what had happened was that I had somehow, out in the middle of that patch of forest, somehow done a 180 and ended up back on the same road that I had just left. And so, you know, the sun was going down. It might have actually already been down. It was pretty much dusk. So I didn't have a crazy good marker for direction. But somehow I'd managed to turn myself around. And that was strange. That was very strange. I'd like to not do that again if I can help it. Oh boy, look what we got here. Whew. Glad he didn't find his way somewhere. So, luckily, it hasn't been raining since I've been out on this hike. In fact, the sun is starting to come through the clouds a little bit. But it sure is windy. Man, some of these gusts come through and just whip these pines around. I'm probably gonna head back to the van now, because even though I did move it before I left this morning so that it wasn't right under a big pine, there were plenty of them around, and boy, I'd sure hate to come back to it and find a giant on top of it. There she is, and from here I don't see any trees on it. Oh, thank goodness. This campsite another night, but as I speak, stuff is falling on the van, and it's just a matter of time, I think, before something bigger comes down. So Yeah, I gotta find a spot that's a little more open. Less trees around, hopefully. Yeah, so on a windy day like this, I pretty much just need an entire field to park the van in for another night, because yeah, it's very difficult out in this forest to find a spot that's not surrounded by pines. Yeah, it might take a while, but I just can't risk being under anything big tonight, not with this wind like it is. Alright, so after a little looking, I was able to find this pull-off on this road that, yeah, I've never been down before. But yeah, so I've passed some really good spots on the way, and if it wasn't so windy, I would have taken them. But yeah, right here, I'm away from all of the big trees that might come down in this wind. So probably gonna stay here in the open for the night, and yeah, I hope that no trees fall in the road overnight. Have to break out the axe to get out of here, but yeah, I think this is all right. Yeah, so unlike the past couple of days, I'm actually able to get quite a bit of good service up here on the top of this hill. But yeah, I was finally able to check the weather, and it looks like this area is under a tornado watch, and I believe it with the wind kicking up like this. but I'm still planning to just sit put and yeah, glad to be away from the bigger trees, and just gonna cross my fingers that no tornadoes come ripping through the top of this hill. Yeah, so I was just filming the sky and heard that crack, and yeah, a decent sized limb just came down in the road. Yeah, so this is not the way I came in, but oh boy, I'm sure there will be something in the road in the morning. Yeah, so the weather app says that it's actually about to start raining here in about 45 minutes, maybe sooner. But then it's showing that it's gonna be a clear night and the wind's gonna die down here pretty soon. So yeah, I have been hearing trees coming down all around. So yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm just so grateful to have this clearing away from the trees. There's honestly, there's no place I'd rather be besides this right now. So that was pretty crazy. Yeah, the wind has quieted down for now, and as far as the weather app goes, that should have been all the rain for the night. It might even clear up even more than this. I'm seeing a lot of blue sky, but yeah, happy that I didn't get any close-up looks at any tornadoes today. You know, I think that this video will be the last one I make here in Alabama, at least for a little while. Yeah, next week I'm gonna leave the state, heading back over to Georgia for a little while, and then I'm headed that way. I'm heading north to Tennessee. And yeah, as I'm sitting here looking out over those beautiful mountains, I'm just thinking about all that's to come if I get to keep doing this kind of thing. And there's really no telling what's over those hills, what's in store. But I'm excited to find out. Alright, well, it is just about 5 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, I've got to get back into town, get cleaned up before work. But yeah, I wanted to see how this road is gonna look after all that wind last night. So I'm probably about maybe a mile and a half from the pavement. So I've got to get through that first, but then I've also got to get out of the rest of the forest. And even though it's paved, I mean, there might still be trees down on that road as well. So I'm gonna find out here. I am out of the forest now and back to the main highway. So I think I'm good. I think I made it out without having to deal with any trees this morning. So very grateful for that. But yeah, like I said last night, I believe this will be the last video. I'm making Alabama for a little while. So I just want to thank this beautiful state for having me, and for allowing me to get out to some of these beautiful, beautiful places. And yeah, I want to thank the van, of course, for getting me everywhere I've been over the past 3 months in these mountains in the hills. Yeah, she's couldn't have done it without her. So thanks, van. And yeah, thank you for coming along and exploring Alabama with me. If you ever do get out here, and I hope you do, whether it's camping, day hiking, car camping, van lifing, truck camping, whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoy it. And please remember to take care of these places and respect them. Remember to pick up after yourself, because yeah, it's in your best interest. If you enjoy doing this kind of thing, it really is in your best interest. If we take care of these places, that means fewer of them will get closed down, and more of them will stay open for us to get out and enjoy. So yeah, thanks again, and universe willing, I guess I'll see you in Georgia.